Hey everyone, John here, staff software engineer with 10 years of experience. I'm the lead maintainer of Latterly.io, an open source educational platform that will help you learn to code and land your first or next programming role. Tonight we'll be doing some open source programming, and we are working on what if you forgot your password reset. I'm in the middle of a framework migration, so I have 3 terminals open. We're going to dive in. The first terminal, I need to navigate them all into my coding workspace. And the first will go in the legacy Blitz app. The second will go in the new T3 stack subdirectory. And then the third will be a Scratch terminal for Git operations or arbitrary scripts. Okay, we're loading up the legacy. Localhost 3000 is the legacy Blitz app, so forgot your password flow is already working there. And this is associated to this current pull request, so we're iterating on an existing pull request. Okay. So here is the legacy one, here is the new one, and then here is production. So it looks similar. It looks similar, right? One of the differences in that top nav, you'll notice login versus create account. That's because I'm just not logged in to this port 3001. And then these two, I am logged in. Okay. With that, I'll go ahead and close production. Let me just mention that you can sign up at Latterly.io. Link should be in my bio. You can sign up for free, and the curriculum is open source. And you can join the Discord community. Beginner friendly. It'll help you from beginner friendly to learn to code, and then all the way up to kind of like advanced leak code stuff. If you're on the job search as a senior, there's plenty of room to help there as well. Okay, cool. So what I'd like to be able to do, here's like the one that works. What I'd like to be able to do is log out, and then I'm trying to log in. And then I go, oh no, I forgot my password. Okay, so this takes us to this forgot password page. You enter your email, you get a reset email. That is not working on the new one. So here I click login. We got this shiny new sign in with Google. That's one of the big attractive benefits of migrating over the T3 stack, is that social authentication is enabled. So that's cool, but we still have the opportunity to do pass reset. And what if I click it? Oh no, so we're gonna fix this. So let me grab this. I guess I can just click it. Is it gonna open up VS Code or Cursor? So I'm working in Cursor. I think this thing might try to open up VS Code. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. So instead I will grab this Control C. I'm on a Windows machine, Control C. Mac would be Command, right? And then here I can Control P, V, and find, you see there's 2. Blitz app is the legacy one, and here is the new one. I'll right click, close others. And we can immediately see a bunch of import problems. So we need to fix this stuff. So let's start fixing it. Cursor is going to hook me up with a bunch of these. Okay, so these references are fixed. This reference is not correct, I guess. So I'll go try to find this file. There it is, Blitz app. Oh yeah, this is like a thing I just don't do anymore. Okay, so let me try deleting it. What did I do on my other page? So forgot password is a sibling of sign up and login. So login is already working, right? We saw that that looked good. So what did I do over here? Yeah, I just have an outer div. I don't have a dedicated layout. And then I'm also noticing this issue, which I don't like. Session doesn't exist on intrinsic attributes. I'm going to highlight this error. Oh, okay. Maybe that fixes it right there. Welcome in, welcome in. So I'm not using the session on the login form. So why do I have it here? Yeah, I don't need to do that. My login form doesn't need the session. So I'll just remove this. Why are we using the session at all? So that I can complete this to-do. Okay, that's kind of a side quest, but let's go ahead and do it. So if session, we're going to redirect them to the home page. I don't think so. I think I want to tell them. I want to give them a different DOM that's rendered. And so what will be in here? If I have a blank session, that's not quite good enough, right? What would I like to see? I'd like to see the email at least. I'm not actually sure if this is optional. Not actually sure if this is optional. Can I make this required? When would I know the session, but I wouldn't know their email? That is in the default case here. So I get the database user, I find the user, I'm going to include their subscriptions. And see here, I do have the email. And then I filter out the, I filter out all this stuff. Why does it say that the email is nullable? It's nullable out of NextAuth. Okay, so if they signed in with Google, I might not know their email. I think that's not true. I think I should know their email. So I can probably test this. Let's go ahead and test this. So I'm going to console.log email for Google sign in. And then we'll do this. So let's see if it's there. And if it is there, I'm going to remove the nullability on the email and check email as the login condition. I'm just worried that I might get a blank auth session with an ID that's like a framework ID as opposed to, so they might, like it could be a guest. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about telling a guest that they're logged in. I don't want to do that. Luke, thanks. Yeah, Yash, this is TypeScript. Thanks for being here, y'all. Okay, so here I'm trying to mention, and then this will be this laterally one over here. So for now, I'm going to, just get to this point where I removed the linter error. And otherwise chill. I'm going to otherwise chill. Okay, so we're going to go back here. This is the T3 3000 port. Go to the login page. So it's a compile error. Let me refresh. Yeah, I might need to comment this whole page. Okay, we can do that. That's fine. Okay. So what I want to do is sign in with Google and see if I get my email. Ooh, request is invalid. I know how to solve this. This is because on the Google side, I've enabled localhost 3000, but not localhost 3001. So I'm going to kill the Blitz server and I'm going to reverse the ports. It tries to build on 3000, whichever one you start first. So now I started this first. After I close both servers, I re-enable this one. Now I'll re-enable the legacy server. So now the legacy server, you see 3000 in use, trying 3001. Okay. I'll refresh both pages. This should get me past that issue that I was seeing. But now I need to switch my tabs, whatever, that's fine. It's mad because I commented this whole page. Okay. This is saying that it's a Blitz page. I'll remove that. I don't need that. That's out of date. So I'm just going to return an empty div to pacify the compiler. And now that I'm in a fragment, I want to use the different comment syntax. I'll just do that. I'll just do something goofy like this. Okay, so I'm returning foobar and then an nbrace. Fine. So I guess this will pacify the compiler. Yeah, so now it compiled successfully. It says foobar. I don't care about this. I just want to get to the login page. Cool, so here I am. Sign in with Google. Now it's verifying 3000. Nextauth is happy. That port is unlocked. And so now I'm signed in. So now let me go check my console. Whoa, all the PII is on the terminal. I mean, it's for my personal user, so that's fine. But I want to silence this if I ever try to debug somebody else. Is it actually printing the values or is it just printing the query? I don't actually care if it prints the query. I'm just seeing the query printed. Okay, so I guess that's not too bad. Chat, let me know if you see something like bad. What I wanted to do is log. Do you see any benefit of an accounting minor for a CS student? No, not really. 754 says, I see an email. Where do you see it? I'm not seeing it. I'm actually not mad if I do see the email because I actually, yeah, email for Google sign-in. This is my explicit log that I added. This is not like the Prisma query dumping my details. Okay, good. So what this means is at this stage, I am getting the email. So I don't need to allow nullability on the email. And I prefer that. So the user, oh, wow, that's in the TypeScript. That was bad. I want to do that on this interface. So the user is guaranteed to be there. If there's a Latterly session at all, we're going to have a user and an email, at least. Okay. We might not know their name. They might not know that it's John because first name, last name are optional fields. I might not have a profile pic. That's fine. We definitely have an ID, an email, and a subscription tier. Cool. That is a genuine enhancement. And now let me drop this. And so this is going to get mad because Abel says, man, I want to learn this skill, but I don't know where to start. Latterly.io, you can sign up for free. That's where you should start. Latterly, like you're climbing a ladder. You just sign up for free, and here's the checklist step by step. Thanks for being here. If you're enjoying the video, drop some likes on the video. Follow the page. If you are already a programmer, welcome. Hope you'll hang around. If you're interested in programming, welcome. Hope you'll hang around. Or if you know somebody, consider sharing the video out. Thanks so much for being here. Okay, so the type checker is upset because even though I know the email's already going to be there, the type checker doesn't know that. Abel, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. So how can I guarantee that the email is going to be there? What I can do is prefer the details of the database user over the session user. And now it's like, whoa, dude, you have all this stuff that I didn't want to ship to the client. You have all this stuff that I didn't want to ship to the client. Yeah. Okay, so instead of destructuring the whole object, let's be selective. So I have the subscription, I have the ID, and I really just want these fields. I don't want all the data to go to the client. That's actually more secure anyway. Let's see if Cursor can figure out what I'm trying to do here. So I want to use the session user email. Okay, so that was kind of what I wanted to do. I want to use the session user email or the database user email. You know what, dude? I'm just going to stick with for simplicity, I'm just going to stick with the database user email because it should always be there. Unless the database user is null. Right. So if the database user is null, then I should not be able to get a subscription. So this is the guest case. This is the guest case. Yeah. Okay, so if the email is null, then it's a guest session, which I really don't want to have guest sessions, to be honest with you. Where am I using this latterly session thing? Yeah, so if I don't have an email, I'll just return null. That's what I'll do. So if I have a database user, I'll do the most. Otherwise, I'm going to return null. Okay? So in this case, I'm guaranteed to have the email. I'm guaranteed to have a string name, but it could be an empty string, but that's okay. So I'll have these values, though they may be falsy values. And then image can actually be null. Cool, so we have an even stricter type. That works. I think this all works. Now the type checker is agitated. What am I missing here? So here is the user object. There's some weird formatting stuff going on. So I have the session. I don't think I want this session thing. I want this shape, user ID. Maybe I should just do a dot parse on this. User ID subscription email name. User ID. That's a sibling. Oh no, user contains it. Okay, I think I nested it wrong. User contains the subscription. Yeah. And all the things. User contains all the things now. That's good. So the type checker is mad because it could be null. So let's just say that it could be null. So email, name, image, string or null. Is not assignable to laterally session or null. Property expires is missing in this type, but it's required in laterally session. Okay. Is that the reason that we were destructuring the session? Okay, I'm cool with that. Yeah. So here we'll join the session and then we might join. Let's make it a new thing called user data. Okay. So I might have this user data or it might be a null. Oh, okay. The session callback is saying that null is illegal. Have you used GitHub Copilot? Yeah, this is way better. Cursor is better than Copilot for sure. Okay, so I don't want to null out the session. I just might null out the user. I think that's still fine. That's still fine. Okay, so you're never going to be null, but the user could be null. Copilot is sweet. It's pretty good. I can just call this user. Oh, is that a dupe identifier? Why? Laterally session is not identifiable, is not assignable. We need to have a session, a token, and then a user adapter. How do I become a unicorn like you? Sign up at laterally.io. Nastia, am I saying that right? On Twitch, welcome in. Hey there. Thanks for being here. Maho, it is sweet. What's up, Maho? Good to see you. Curtis, what's going on? So we got people joining from multiple platforms. Good to see y'all. We have another question here in the chat. Cam, do you think it's worth it to minor in CS with a chemical engineering major? I want to major chemical E, but want to pursue CS. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's weird. Why did you do that? Did you just decide to pivot like your senior year or something? As long as you have a rational story to tell, it works. And you're going to, in a case like that, you're going to want to build a portfolio. It really helps patch up doubts on the part of the employer. If the employer's like, yeah, this guy's a minor in CS, he might not be legit. You can just hit him with the portfolio and be like, dude, I'm legit. So I would say it's weird, but it's fine if you have a practical reason. Now, if you're just like, I don't know, I'm actually a freshman, and I just thought this would be cool. It's actually not cool. It's actually like a bad idea. But if you're like, yeah, I was doing chemical engineering and then I got into coding, that's totally fine. That's totally understandable. AB, thanks for the follow. Luke says, just do a boot camp. Please do not choose the average boot camp. If you're going to choose a boot camp, you want to check for a high quality boot camp. The average boot camp is not a good idea. So go to coursereport.com, check all schools, sort by most reviewed. Pick a boot camp that has over 400 reviews with a minimum of 4.25 score, preferably over 4.5, and teaching relevant technologies, including JavaScript, basically. You can get away with Python, one of those two. I would prioritize full stack development, so JavaScript. There are going to be more job opportunities. Play the numbers game. Play the numbers game. Don't go for the shiny object. Rust is so cool. Yeah, it is cool. You're going to have a really hard time breaking in that way, though. Specialize when you get to the senior level. All right, so how do we fix this thing? If I roll back all my, I'm going to copy this on my clipboard. If I roll back all my changes, was the compiler ever happy? If I do this, does it make the compiler happy? It doesn't, right? It incorrectly extends the interface. Oh, now it does. How much coding and programming do I need to know for cybersecurity? Honestly, you don't need much. Form exploits, SQL exploits. At the junior level, I think you can get those in, and you'll be on the table, especially if you have certs. How much coding do I need to become an economist? Not much at all. If you can do one of these, hang on with me. Hang on, y'all. We're almost done. If you can do that, you can be a mainstream economist. Connor, welcome in. The connection is bad. Sorry about that. Why do I hate my program manager? Is this what his business reports look like? Maybe this is why you hate him. Is it cooked to major in CS in 2024? No. Mauricio, it's a great idea. What kind of job should I start if I want to become a product designer? You can entry into design. You can go directly into design. Welcome in, Cassandra. You can go directly into design. You can build a portfolio and show that to employers. UI, UX, something like that. All right, so the compiler seems to be mad because I'm nulling out. Yeah, because the user might be null. That's why the compiler's mad. It's not mad if I guarantee email. It's not mad if I guarantee name. It's mad if I null out the user. Okay? Well, I mean, the obvious thing to do is just not to null out the user. That's annoying, but whatever. I think I'd rather not fight the framework type. It looks like this default session framework type. No, see, it's off. Oh, it can be undefined. Okay, so we'll just go undefined over. We'll just go undefined over null. That's fine. That's fine. So here I'll just say you might have a user, homie. You never know. I'm not gonna let you know my next move, dog. So instead of nulling it, we will make it undefined. Okay? And now everyone's happy. Kumbaya. Cool. And I ended up with this ability to check if I have the user, which is what I'm trying to do over here. So now this flows through. I got my laterally session or null. I guess I don't even need to deal with the null, huh? That's fine. I'll leave it alone. So if they're already logged in, then I'm going to go down here, back to home. And here I just want to say, not if you have the session, but if you have the session and the user. If you have the session and the user, you are already logged in. Okay, here I am on 3001. This is old. Boo, old things. So I'm logging out. I'm going to the login page. Here I am. I'm signing in with Google. I'm a sophomore in CS at the moment. Do you have any tips or guides to help get through college? No, I really don't. I really don't. Well, social network a lot. That's the thing that a lot of CS students fail to do as much as optimal. So social network a lot. And I'm cool with you using ChatGPT on like all your homework. I'm cool with that. But like check with your professor because they may or may not be. But I would also say that typical CS programs today discourage the use of AI assistants, which is counter industry because on the job you will be using AI tools. So I would say use them every chance you get and don't feel bad. Those would be my 2 tips. Yeah, and also start building your portfolio today. Don't wait until the day you graduate. If you start building your portfolio as a sophomore, you could have 3 years of experience by the time you graduate, according to your portfolio. That's what you should do. I guess I have 3 solid tips. Here I thought I had nothing because I didn't have a CS degree. I have an econ degree. But it turns out I guess I have good tips in that regard anyway. Connor says, how are you today? The answer will depend on whether or not I'm able to ship this feature today, Connor. How about you? Mauricio asks, good projects for your portfolio? I'm going to tell you the same thing for the 3rd time, homie. Go to laterally.io, sign up, and check the step-by-step checklist, which will include walking you through the big 4 projects that you need. Dude, just sign up. You're going to get a job, dude. Don't stress. Just sign up. Okay. So I'm logged in now, right? And so I shouldn't even be able to access the login page, really. But if by some mystery I appear here, you are already logged in. The only option now is back to home. Feature complete. So this is the login page. And then we also edited the laterally session. I think that's all we edited right there. And the feature here is tell people if they're already logged in. What stack are you working on? Yeah, welcome in. So I'm doing a migration from Blitz.js to the T3 stack, okay? So Blitz.js is the missing full stack. They're both using Next.js. They're higher order frameworks or framework wrappers. Shrikant says, good night and sweet dreams. Thank you, Shrikant, from YouTube. Thanks for being here. Okay, so Blitz.js, lot of cool stuff about it, but maintenance has fallen off, so the maintainers are not solving issues lately. And then social authentication is broken, basically. And so for these reasons, I'm exiting and I'm heading over to the Create T3 app. Create T3 app, and this is your huckleberry. That's something we would say in the south of the United States. You can look that one up. This is your huckleberry. From our good friend Theo. So that's what we're doing. Throw some likes on the video if you think it's interesting so far. Thank you again for being here. I hope you'll follow the page. So now what do I want to do? I want to fix this forgot password flow. Okay, so let's uncomment all the things. Okay, and we will get rid of this placeholder foobar. Okay, and what I notice is that I have a use mutation problem. That's going to be a problem because these mutations from Blitz do not exist in T3. So this is the backend migration we need to do. And then, yeah, both of these are going to relate to the backend mutation. So I'll comment those for now. What about the rest of the page? Is success won't be defined since those are commented. All hard code is success false for now. Just to get the page visible, this mutation, I'll comment that as well, just to get the page visible. So now I'm logging out. The refresh on logout is not working. That's something I should fix too. Do I want to do that right now? That could be easier to fix. Let's do the refresh on logout. Okay. So literally I just say to do, this isn't working. So let me fix that to do. Top subnav menu component. After I fix the refresh on Cassandra, thanks for the follow. Negru, thank you for the follow. Hopefully I'm saying that right. So this page, I'm already logged out. Like I clicked log out and I'm already logged out. But the top nav is not refreshing. So if I refresh the page, you can see that I'm logged out. That's not a good user experience. And that's a regression compared to the legacy framework. So I want to fix that. After I fix that, I'm going to be able to go to login, forgot password, and now I can see the page, right? We can see it, it just doesn't work. Maybe I'll go ahead and commit that. So this is like forgot pass page visible. So I'll commit that, and then I will add a to-do comment over here. To-do migrate Blitz.js to create T3 app. Okay. I put that to-do comment so that it shows as active under my source control, so that I don't lose track of, like, it's easy to access. I can just click it and open it. So that's why I do that. So now I'm turning my focus to this top subnav menu. And yeah, I just need to fix this button block. So in theory, it shouldn't be too hard. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. I'll go ahead and ask ChatGPT while I look at this chat comment. So I'm going to Control K, and I'm going to say in create T3 app using TRPC, the current router .push approach fails to re-render the top nav. Yeah, it's a different component called top nav. Top nav. This is the one that's failing to re-render. Okay. And then where is this one used? in the page wrapper. So we could refresh at this level as well. I'll just say topnav.tsx. I'll change Claude Sonnet over to O1 Mini. A little bit smarter. Boom. And let me go over to the chat. Let me go over to the chat. Cassandra says, hey, I'm working on a project for a class. I added a Bootstrap page, but none or the image links are working. I think you mean none of the image links are working. Okay, so there's a bunch of ways you can debug this. I'd like to look at your code. So maybe you should join the Discord, latterly.io. I'll show you. Under community, you can go to this Discord button. Okay, and on Discord, you can like paste your code there or DM me. So I'll give you a few tips now, but honestly, like looking at the code is going to be a lot more helpful. So my guess is that when you say the image links are not working, my guess is that you're looking at a broken image. You're going to be looking at something like this. So my guess is that you're seeing something like that. That is a broken image. And if that's the case, it means that your image source path is incorrect. So you see this source attribute? I'm guessing that you probably, oh, she says C. Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing that you probably have an incorrect syntax in your source path. And the correct one is going to depend on the structure of your application. Maybe you can use ChatGPT to help, but like if you could send me your code, I could be a lot more helpful. But basically, I think you probably have a problem here. Joe Lations says, is Latterly open source? Yes, indeed it is. You can scroll to the bottom, pop open the GitHub. Pull requests are highly encouraged. I have some, you can go to the label. I have some good first issues for you. The linter could be cool. Or if you're, yeah, LeetCode Solutions would be really helpful as well. Those would be some good things you can contribute that are pretty easy. Good question. Okay. So now what the hell am I doing? Okay, cool. So it gave us a candidate fix. It proposed that we use router. We are in the client, so I think that could be acceptable. That could be acceptable. All right, let's try it. Why not? Thanks. I'll check them out. Awesome. Thanks. Sign out callback. Oh, wait. Is that it? Sign out callback. What? Does that work, dude? That's way easier if that works. Okay, let's just see. So what are we doing? Here I'm going to like log in and then log out. That's all I'm doing. So I'm logging in. Logged in with Google and now I logged out. Bro, that worked. Nice. Let me do the cross login. So I'm going to log in with email. No, that shouldn't happen. What? Dude, what just happened? This is the log in with email. All right, let me go find that. Log in with email. Did login have one or two words? Log in with email. So here I like kind of what I'm seeing, so I'm going to go ahead and stage it. It looks simpler, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stage it. But login with email is being silly and goofy. log in with email on submit is doing sign in credentials. Yeah, so this is bad. Thanks so much for the likes. Over 600 likes. We love to see it. By the way, y'all, my live streams are saved and recorded to YouTube. So if you're over there on TikTok, thank you so much for being here. You can check the link in my bio. Go over to YouTube, and you'll be able to see the live streams saved over there. Isaac, what are you building, bro? We're building Latterly. One more time. One more time for the chat. We love to see it. Latterly.io, open source website. Okay. And if you go to the GitHub, you can see there's a Blitz app and there's a Latterly.io app. These are two different frameworks. And so I'm migrating from Blitz over to Latterly.io. What auth service and DB service? I'm trying to move away from Supabase. You're not going to love to hear this. I love Supabase. I'm totally using Supabase. Supabase is the bee's knees. Why would you ever leave? Where are you going to go? Mongo? Have fun, bro. Ooh, Firebase? Oh. Supabase on top, gang. If you're risky, you could try PlanetScale. I'm not going to go for it, but I guess that would be your second best option. You can do Vercel. Here's another good option as well. I don't want to pay for my mini project. It's free, dude. Supabase has a free tier, forever free tier. You can do Vercel. Vercel also has a free Postgres instance, and that's nice if you're deploying on Vercel. It's kind of more consolidated, like it's all there. But if you're worried about the Supabase free tier limits, I don't think the Vercel free tier limits are going to help you out, because I think the Supabase has a bigger free tier, if I'm not mistaken. But you can check it out. You can check it out. You can use a Google Sheet spreadsheet as your database. How about that? Git based. Yeah, so something is fucking wrong with this. Right. We're over here. I'm going to put in my email. Got my password. And then when I click login with email, it's taking me to the API auth, which I don't want. I don't want it to do that. So let me go look at this sign-in method. It's following what the framework tells it to do, but the framework is bad. So I think I don't want to use the sign-in method here. Okay, let's chat with the chat. Control K. When I click log in with email, I am inappropriately forwarded to a social auth page that is built in to NextAuth instead of making a direct authentication request to the server. Or even a Discord text channel. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Have fun. That's kind of wild. Sure, it's taking a long time. Did I break O1 Mini? Cannot compute, cannot compute. Oh, we're over 1,000 likes. Thanks so much, y'all. So here we're going to fetch on the login API. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I feel like this is the kind of thing where I maybe should chat with O1 Mini instead of going for the autofix because it looked like it wasn't really confident. So I should be able to view the fetch API if we go this way. API, auth, here's next auth, route. It's going to take me over here, right? And then here's the TRPC API. So I can debug this. I can debug these bad boys if I need to. I guess I would integrate my custom auth over here. So here's that sign-in method. So maybe I make a different sign-in by credentials method. Oh, here's credentials. Ayana, thanks for the follow. Yeah, looks like I'm not using the credentials, so that's a fail. We'll get to use the multi-file composer here momentarily, is my suspicion, which is like the reason Cursor is awesome. Like the main reason I switched to Cursor. I bet this doesn't work, watch. Yeah, okay. Do I have logs on the air? Nope, just like 404. Okay, it's a 404. Yeah, because that thing doesn't exist. All right, so the control K was only context aware of this single file, and it failed. I can control L and get my history maybe. Not really. Yeah, these are like from prior chats. So basically the prompt that I just sent on my control K is lost. Oh, go up for history. Okay, so I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna copy this thing, but then I'm gonna escape out of there and control I to get the multi-file context. So we got login form. I'm gonna close this stuff. I'm gonna reset composer. Okay, so we reset it. Login form, auth TS, yeah, I want that. The route TRPC will bring you in, and the root TRPC. Okay? And now, when I click login with email on login form.tsx, then I am inappropriately forwarded to a social auth page that's built into NextAuth. Instead of making a direct authentication route to authentication request to the server using my credentials, period, I further notice that credentials is an unused argument in the sign-in method within auth.ts. Should we create a new endpoint or update this sign-in method to look up the database user by email and password when this login method is utilized? Let me also contextualize it with Prisma schema. Prisma. So here's the Prisma schema as well. Are you on NC9? I don't know what that means. And I want to switch this over to Mini. Mini is the super genius. This looks good. And notice that before I submit it, I already have an expectation. Should we create a new endpoint or update the sign-in method to use this unused argument? I want it to use the argument. So I don't want it to make a new endpoint. I'm giving that option, but I'm actually expecting it to pick Oh yeah, like, sorry, we should be using credentials over there. I'm gonna copy this on my clipboard just for whatever, safety, I don't know. Jalations, thanks for the follow. So this control I view that we're looking at is called Composer, and it enables Cursor to take in multi-file context and make multi-file edits. This, in addition to the onboarding of O1 Mini and Preview, in addition to Tab, Supercharge Tab, those are the three features where I'm literally now sold on Cursor. 6 months ago, I was not sold on Cursor. Now I am. Brisket. Rewrite it in COBOL. No thanks. No thanks, Brisket. Okay, so it said that it made some changes. Let's take a look at what it did. It added a credentials provider. Replace the onSubmit function to use sign in with the credentials provider. Okay, so I made this handle submit method. Sign in credentials provider. That was already being done. Okay, this is a framework provider. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it being a framework provider. I didn't want to make a new provider, but if it already exists, that's okay. Ensure passwords are hashed. Yeah, bcrypt is great. Update env if necessary. I'll do that offline. I don't want to bring up my env file. Run the database migrations, whatever. My database migration is already good, homie. All right, so I'm kind of annoyed that it's like leaving these things here, but I guess I don't care. Why use Node for a backend? Why not just use a backend language like Go or Java or C# or Node? So the reason that I'm using auth.ts is because that is the TRPC provider built into the T3 stack. So like, I don't want to refactor the whole stack. So then the question becomes like, why am I using this stack? And the answer is because it's the best higher order framework wrapping Next, including an ORM. I get authentication out of the box, and it really enables social authentication. So it's making login with Google a lot easier, which is a high value feature demanded by my users. My users are like, hey bro, I want to sign in with Google Link. So I'm like, okay, I'm just a code monkey. I just do what y'all want, you know? And I didn't feel like rewriting the whole stack into Java. So also Java sucks. You can quote me on that. You can quote me on that. If I was going to go JVM, it would be Kotlin. Java's not even good. And C#, like what are you, I mean, if I worked at Microsoft maybe, but I don't. So if you already need to write your front end in JavaScript, why are you creating an additional language to write your back end in a different language? It creates unnecessary cognitive load on your development team. You can utilize isomorphic typing and shared schema in a same language implementation. Like TypeScript on top, gang. And definitely not Go. Definitely not Go. Go is a cool language, has a lot of benefits. I love that you can create a binary and just throw it onto a Lambda. At what cost in performance and compute? JS is a trash language. My website loads faster than yours, homie. Send me your website, homie. My shit is statically pre-compiled at build time. I have 3 weeks to learn Java and Spring Boot for a full stack interview. Have fun. Build a project. That's how you're going to learn it, right? Well, You also want to drill your LeetCode code. If they're going to be asking you LeetCode code questions, drill your LeetCode code, right? I don't know. Depends on what the interview shape looks like. But in general, if I was trying to learn Spring Boot, I would just be building projects. Okay. I'm going to resist the urge to delete those unused arguments. It's fine. So this stuff looks kind of fine-ish, even though it's like broken. Can I get this corner resizer? No? Okay, only the sideways and the vertical. Okay. So we can import the TRPC error. Cool. And then this says property password does not exist on type record email password. It really should though. Whatever. Fix your stuff, dude. Not a problem. It should be easy to fix that. Whoa, what did you do, man? It made a whole additional block. That was not smart, dude. I don't know why you did that. Okay, I guess I should have accepted the first round before chaining the thought. So I'm going to accept all. And I'm going to say re-evaluate the code in its current state. Thanks for that, man. Yeah, you got it. Glad I could help. 9 new followers on TikTok. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for being here. If you recently joined, quick reminder that the current stream is saved on YouTube. Saved on YouTube. Do you have a full-time job? Yes. I have a awesome remote multi-six-figure staff software engineering job. I've worked for companies you know like Amazon and Capital One. You're more helpful than my teacher. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. O1 Mini is like breaking this code, dude. Reject all. All right, I'm going to switch models. Let's go over to, I don't know, Claude. So what do I want to say here? Let me install bcrypt, by the way. So is bcrypt going to... Whatever, I guess I'll just trust that bcrypt is the right library. It's a good library. I don't know if it's compatible with my Prisma schema. So hashed password, let me just ask that. Is bcrypt compatible with hash password as represented in the Blitz.js framework? No, you're right. I apologize for suggesting bcrypt. Use the Argon 2 algorithm by default. Great, so now I just need to uninstall what I just installed. Oh, and now the async thingy is happy. Look at that. I am trying to migrate from Blitz.js to T3 stack. I would rather use a literal Argon 2 tool than this. Okay. So I'll accept these updates. Yo, it's not complaining. That's actually super cool, dude. Way to go, Claude. Claude beat O1 Mini. It does that sometimes. I'm saying it's worth trying out the different models, you know? If you get in trouble with a model, switch to another. So here I will npm uninstall bcrypt. I'll npmi argon 2. Nice. And let's see if this fixes npm run dev. If this works, I'm gonna clap. I'm gonna clap. Okay, so an error occurred, so what happened? Password verification failed. Type this. What? When I submit a password, or like when I submit email and password this way, I see. So this is indicating that I don't have an Argon compatible password, Salt. Has a custom format. Does it just knows the custom format? That's crazy, dude. If Claude just knows the Blitz custom parsing syntax. From crypto. Okay. Like, how do you know that? If I had to go figure that out by hand, that would take me so long. How long have you been in the indie hacker space? That's really generous of you to say. I make a whole $0 per month off of this to call this indie hacking. But I've been working on this project for 5 years. I think that's about right. I'm going to check my database on the off screen. I want to confirm that it really is missing the $ prefix. Did Supabase just get a light mode? What on earth? How many users are we up to? 365. Love to see it. So yeah, my hashes are not $ prefixed. That's okay. No problem. Given I see. I like the given when then approach because it's idiomatic in software engineering. And then I'm going to hit it with the dot, 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 and then 3 backticks for the markdown technical block syntax. And I'll see there are also various complaints, various type checker complaints, like on iteration and other variables. Bam. I'll go ahead and stage my package changes because it looks like we're at least on the right track. So we're going to make a Blitz specific parser. This really feels like I should do a database migration to transfer Blitz passwords or like force people to go through a password reset. That's not a great user experience. Maybe that's what I should do, is just like, hey everyone, go reset your password. All right, we'll try this. But if this, I'll say to do deprecate Blitz specific hash format. Yeah, I'll just put a to do for now. When in doubt, put a to do comment and kick that can down the road. I'm really out here giving the worst advice. Okay. Oh no, an error occurred. What happened this time? Invalid email or password. No skill, that's real. Invalid hash format. I can give it a sample password if that helps. I'll just give it my own password. I don't care. What are you building user auth for? So I'm not building user auth. I'm trying to migrate from Blitz.js to the T3 stack. It's a native Argon 2 format, but we need, yeah, see, I thought it was a native format. Let's update the parsing function. Cool. How do you add the AI to help with your code? This is Cursor IDE, so it's built into it. I'll come back to that time split later. I think that's fine for now. Oh, is it an Argon 2 base 64? I did not I don't even know if I believe that. Is that real? Okay. I want to like decode my own password to test out if that's true, but I don't want to do that on screen. Params must be in the format name value. Yeah, that's not it. Okay. All right. So the model is trying to like reverse engineer the Argon 2 hashing in Blitz.js, and it's not going well. So I'll check the Blitz.js source code, and then if this is a dead end, I think I can offline, I'll try like decoding it a few different ways and see if I can reverse engineer it myself. Then I will, if that doesn't work, I will just ask people to do a password reset. Or we can even test having two passwords. So we can do the Blitz hash password and have a T3 hashed password. Princess Pamela, welcome in. Cool emoji. What is that? Let me try going to the GPT-4o model, which may be able to do real-time search. Check the Blitz.js source code. To confirm the approach to compatible hashing. And I can't spell hashing right. That's great. Awesome. So Cursor is able to go to the web. That's actually really cool. It's not even using the same library. I hate that so much. Okay. All right, so we'll npm uninstall Argon 2. npm I secure password. I want to make sure the secure password library is not just a component of Blitz.js, right? Secure password Node.js. Oh, build failing. That's dope. Okay. It looks dated, but Maybe it's fine. It doesn't have types. Let's try this. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask, why do you hate Go? I don't hate Go. It's a pretty good language. It's just that deploying it is difficult. And also, if you're building a website, the context switching between TypeScript and anything. Like, why are you context switching at all? No, it's not. Oh, okay. Good chat. Brutal, man. So is the secure password incompatible with Windows? Nope, that didn't help it. Okay, so if I can't use the underlying hashing algorithm, there's probably a workaround here, but it's going to take me a while to figure that out. So I will do that offline instead of boring y'all with that. The basic approach that I'm going to take is I'm going to take my password out of my database, and I'm going to try to manually use any Argon 2 package, any of a variety, to actually get my password, because I know my own password. And if I can reverse it, then I'll implement whatever logic that I did in the file here. But I'm not digging the guessing and checking. So it's going to really free me. And basically I'll be getting the equivalent functionality without using this package is what I'll be going for. But I don't want to put my password on. I'm going to have to reset my password anyway, whatever. I'm also getting tired. So I'll see you next time. And yeah, join for part 2, where I think we'll actually get to the password reset, because this has just been enabling credential-based authentication in T3, which is an interesting problem.